Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft server. I want to start off by saying thank you for all of the support. The last one was a special episode 450 and I touched on it a little bit there. You know, it's not possible without all of you guys watching, so thank you again. And I do hope you enjoyed that episode. I want to let you know that no, it is not the end of Hermitcraft. That was a title referring to Evil X and the things that he got up to in that episode. So everything is back to normal. Of course, I did all of that on a different server with a copy of the Hermitcraft world. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you haven't seen Evil X before, which is quite a few of you judging from the comments, go back and watch episode 350. Write that down. Very special episode full of amazing time lapses and the introduction to Evil X. They're the only two times he's ever been in an episode and you guys absolutely love him. So if you want to see more Evil X, keep pestering me because, oh, there's full symmetry. Yeah, you guys kept going on about it and I decided, hey, do you know what? It's been 100 episodes. We have to do a a special one for him. What's False trying to do? Hello. Hi. Should I give her a carrot? Oh, wait, that's not the Q button. Here you go. Have a carrot, False. So False has actually been working on the Iron Titan here. Look at the work she's done with the... Oh, she gave me a bit of chicken. I don't mind a bit of chicken. Let's have a munch on that. Oh, we're full up at the moment. Well, there you go. Yeah, so she's been working on this area and doing a fantastic job. We've got the sign over here of all the things to do. False has done this one, and Python's done this one as well. So we're going to head up top. And I don't know if False has seen what I did in the live stream, because I live streamed Saturday morning, and we put some cyan glass up in the windows at the top, which was something that was suggested by one of you guys in the comments. And I thought it looked pretty good, so I decided, hey, we'll give it a try, and it looks really cool. And there is the thing that Python built, an amazing statue of an iron golem. It looks so good, and do you know what? I think what he done right is he found the perfect place to put it, because I think it's literally directly in line with this, and it just feels so right to look out there and see a giant iron golem. So things are coming together. I've been working on removing the dirt around that area up there a little bit. You know, that's going to be a tedious process. And this is all being decorated as well. But I have done a little bit of building myself. So we're going to pop down here. And I'll get back to False in a moment. Do you know, whenever someone speaks to you and you're recording, because you're chatting away, you think, oh, I'll reply in a minute. And then you get loads of comments about it. Why did you ignore False? Well, I'm not going to ignore her. I'm going to reply to her in a bit. So this is the other thing that I've sort of done. Do you know what? Very, very basic stuff. Just loads of iron on the floor. Try to add a little bit of a pattern over here. Didn't really work out. Here is an entrance to Doc M's killing machine over on this side, and we've put a roof onto it as well. So eventually I figured this thing out, and you know, I spent an entire episode working over here, and I kept referring to it like, yeah, we've got to do that. We've got to do that in a minute, and I could never quite suss it out. And then doing some live streams over here, which I've been really enjoying, we eventually built all of this. So it's got a roof, it's got cyan glass in as well. It's now connected to this building, and it looks pretty good. And before the sun goes down... Aha, I got something else to mention over here. We've been pranked as well. And unfortunately, I didn't record my reaction. I was over there in the spawn chunks working on a list, which you saw a second ago. I can't remember if I've actually shown all of you that in a video yet. But basically, I was working on a list of jobs to be done. And I was looking out from where the mural is. So through that gap, I was looking off into the distance. And I tell you what, I've got to tell this story when we're over there, so you can see it the same way that I saw it. And yeah, that's the side bit there. Do you know what? It looks really good, and it looks good because it ties into the side of the mountain, and I'm very happy with how that has turned out. That's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's throw an ender pearl in here. You see, I'm standing around the middle here with Python, and I was making this list. Python came over to check it out, and then he was standing over there, and I was like, what's up with this block right here? It looks a little bit dark at the moment because it's now night time. I thought it was a block that he had placed that he had half broken and, you know, it's floating in midair. And then I sort of moved around and it took me like a second or two to suss it out. And I was like, someone has built a giant grass block over there. I walked to the edge and I chuckled like mad. Look at this. There's loads of them. There's one over there and one up the side, I think, as well. I don't know how many there is in total. Is there another one round the corner? I had a feeling there was one round the side. Maybe it's just the three of them. But they are really cool. They are not going. It is a prank, but I think it's a tribute to what's going down here at spawn, so it gets to stay. And let's talk about what we're doing this episode now, because I don't even have a plan, and I kind of feel like I want to do some work here in the spawn chunk. So right now I just feel like doing a little bit of digging. So I'll probably go remove some more grass, and then we can start to think about what we'll do in this episode. Looks like Force is building hi a little entrance to tunnel to end farm portal. Oh yeah, yes, we totally need that. And look where does it line up with it perfectly? Oh, that's going to be so cool if it does, because you know what, just back over here is where the end portal would be. There's also that hole we all fell in together in that episode. I think it's 297 Professional Minecrafters, another one you've got to see if you've not seen it. The funniest thing that I think ever happened. That's actually amazing that that's lined up so well. That is really cool. Definitely need that. And I don't think that's the hole that we fell down. But basically, yeah. Episode 297, if you want to know what I'm talking about, go and check that one out. Anyway, I've had a right little ramble at the beginning of this episode. As I said, hope you enjoyed the previous one. I had a lot of fun doing that. And I'm going to go away, do some digging, and think about what it is we're going to do in this episode. You know what, I decided to just crack on with removing some more grass from the spawn chunks because I'm very much focused on this project and really looking forward to building that passive mob farm in the future. So I thought, hey, we could do a time lapse, and then I realised, oh, we've done a lot of those recently, so this one's going to be like a talking time lapse. There's footage of me working on the spawn chunks in the background, and I'm just going to have a quick chat to you about a couple of things going on in and around the channel. Now, I know this episode's been chatty so far, but bear with me. I wanted to just let you know that Minecraft videos aren't going away or anything like that. I've seen a few people with some panicky comments about the lack of Minecraft in the last week. It's only pretty much been a week. And let me tell you what's going on with that. Basically, I decided in January that I would take some time to play other games a little bit more. And then I ran into Scrap Mechanic, which I have been really enjoying. And I just feel like following that at the moment. Just following whatever it is I'm enjoying. And that happens to be Scrap Mechanic. Of course, I still enjoy Minecraft, but I decided to push back some of my plans a little bit while I'm playing that game. So I've got a Minecraft myth-busting episode lined up, a really cool one. Also some more Do You Know Minecraft and tutorials as well. But at the moment, they're just going to be on the back foot while I enjoy Scrap Mechanics. So it's quite likely that come February I'll probably get back onto doing those videos, and I just wanted to inform you so you're not alarmed. I'm just having fun playing Scrap Mechanic at the moment, and in the future as well I do just want to be able to follow other games that interest me a little bit more than I have done in the past. And as well as that, I also wanted to bring you up to speed as to what's going on with the house situation. It must have been like over half a year, maybe 3/4 of a year ago, that I did an episode in the Nether. I was doing some slabbing and I had a little heart-to-heart with all of you about, you know, my situation and that I was looking for a house, and I've spent a long time saving up money, waiting for January to come around so I could change my schedule, you know, put less pressure on doing Minecraft videos. That's why I've been doing some Scrap Mechanic. But that's also because I haven't really been house hunting. I basically went and spoke to some agents, and they all sort of said, yep, we've got nothing in your price range, which really sucked to hear that, because it means I've got to basically sit down, reevaluate the situation, and spend more time saving up money to move out, which is kind of crazy. But also, come April, there's supposed to be some laws that change in our country to stop people from buying to rent. Now, there's a lot of rich people who are buying up houses just to rent them out to other people, and that creates a sort of trap where people can't save money because they're renting, and so the government are bringing a law into effect that will tax those people more and might change the market a little bit, might mean some properties come on in my price range, but you know, I'm just fingers crossed about that at the moment, and I'm going to go and speak to more agents and do more stuff. But that's basically the latest on what's happening there. I've talked about it before. I want to move out, I want to build a studio, and then I'll have more time and basically just more freedom to make more videos, and the content will be better. It'll be a really great experience. However, it looks like it's been delayed again, which is really unfortunate. Anyway, at some point in the future, I'll bring you up to speed on what's happening. But that's the situation right now. Alright, so let's get back into it. I do want to make a fair bit of progress this episode. And while I was working on the area up there, off in the distance, which is being loaded now, actually you can see the bit, that's it right there. And there's still more to be done up there, by the way. I have forgotten about those bits that I missed. But while I was up there, I went and did some enchanting, and I grabbed a bunch of iron shovels. Now these are efficiency 1 and 2. It has since occurred to me that I should have also got some efficiency 3 and perhaps 4 as well, but we do have an anvil around here, so we can combine them. And one of the things that I was talking about in a live stream that I did recently is how annoying the snow is to work with, because it covers up the top of the block, so sometimes you don't know if it's dirt or it's grass or stone underneath. And the other thing is that if you want to remove it and not remove the blocks below to turn them into just general farmland, then it's a little bit slow and tedious as well, because you can break the soil underneath the snow with a regular shovel. So I wanted to find out if efficiency 1 or efficiency 2 on an iron shovel, which is of course very cheap and easy to enchant, would help us with this, because if it was instant mine, it wouldn't instant mine the block down below. So, oh, look at that. Is that efficiency 1? Well, there you go. Maybe even just an iron shovel on its own would work. And we don't break what's below, which means we can go around like this, although it is still quick to break, so that might happen. But we can blitz through all of this snow. Is it me or is my game sound down? Nope. Must be my headset. And then we can turn it into soil after. So all of this big patch right here, you see going over there, it sort of stops somewhere on the right. And I was going to dig it all out, but it'll be much quicker if we do this. So now we can go around and get rid of all of the snow, like so. And then we can go over it with our hoe and turn it all into hydrated farmland. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this big patch over here. And then we're going to head over to that corner to talk about another technique which we're going to do in the lazy chunks. So the plan is obviously to make a lot of progress. I'm going to do this big patch and just show you it when it's done. Look at that. This patch is massive. It goes all the way over there, and there's a little bit around that area. It might creep down the side over there as well, and it goes into that area. But it didn't take too long to do. But I have been thinking that there are other ways of getting rid of the snow. One of them is just regular iron shovels. Turns out you didn't need to even enchant them at all, which is good. And having the slower break speed on the grass means, you know, the occasional one that you do accidentally break, that happens a little less. And there was something else I noticed that could be useful for getting rid of the snow, and that is torches. But this might take a little bit longer because you plop them down and then they need to melt what's around it. So if you wanted this to be effective, you'd probably have to run along walking into little corners like that. You'd have to run along spamming your torches, and then, you know, you'd probably miss a few spots as well. There you go, you can see the shape around it. So that's not one I'm going to go with. And then I noticed in my inventory also bucket of water as well. Thing is, if you are too close to an edge, it goes to the lowest point. So if we put it there, aha, it goes to the lowest point. But it does get rid of snow. In fact, it's doing a wonderfully amazing job of getting rid of snow at the moment. Just not where exactly I wanted it to. And I don't think this is going to wreck anything because there's no redstone or anything of importance around this area. So I might start using the bucket of water as well. That was really good. Just if only it had gone where the grass is. As you can see, it's actually gone down there, hasn't it? But yes, it flows to the lowest point. So you'll see a lot of these little paths emerging like that rather than it spreading out in all directions. Anyway, let's get this big patch finished. As you can see, it spreads all the way over to this side as well. And yep, down into that little hole. What's around this corner? We've got some chests from, aha, this place. Alright, so the cut-off point is probably going to be somewhere around here. But yeah, it's a big old patch. Alright, you know the deal. You're going to see a lot of dirt. It's all been done. And I tell you what, that bucket was absolutely fantastic because you can plop it down and pick it up again pretty quickly while the water is flowing down. So it makes an extremely effective way of getting rid of the snow. In fact, it's so much better than using the shovel. I'm going to say that the water bucket is the way to go, and that's the way forward for us right there. You can see we've really worked through our diamond hoe. But anyway, we're going to head to the lazy chunks, which are the ones that are sort of half loaded outside of the spawn chunks when you know, the game is running, the server is running, and we've got to do more work there removing grass. But this time we're going to do it slightly differently. So I'm going to grab some materials and we're going to head over there and start in that corner. So here is the border of the spawn chunks, and when they're loaded by the server, there's also some half-loaded lazy chunks around the outside that go out by 2 blocks. Now everything I'm talking about here, don't quote me on it, I half understand this stuff. But basically, if there's any animals in these chunks, they contribute towards the mob cap, which is a bad thing for our passive mob farm. So what we need to do is remove all of the animals in these lazy chunks. The problem with that is, if we leave the grass in here, it's quite likely they could spawn back again while this area is loaded by a player, because as soon as we come into this area, we start loading up chunks around here as well. So what it means we need to do is basically treat this outside area like that inside area, which has made the job even bigger than before. So we're going to walk over there to where I marked out the corner of these chunks on a stream, and it really is just another massive job, because not only are we going 2 chunks further out, we're also outside the area that we've already worked in, which means all of this is longer in each direction as well. It's just crazy stuff really, and I think some of the area here is grass already. Would you look at that, mobs can spawn on that stuff, so we need to get rid of it. But this time I want to do it differently. Rather than get rid of the grass or turn it you know, like this, what we're going to do is slab it, and then that means when you come out to this outside area, you'll see the wall, and then you'll see the second one for the lazy chunks, and all the stuff in this area will be slabbed over. Just to do it differently, just to try and make it a little bit more interesting when we work on these projects. Now, some of you probably don't understand what that means because you don't like grindy projects, but if you do grindy projects, it's nice to be able to break it up a little bit. So over here, what we'll be doing is building a wall around the outside and then slabbing instead of digging or turning it into farmland. Where'd my bucket go? I got rid of it already. I also didn't bring a lot of materials over with me as well. I'm in a little bit of a rush to do something else at the moment, so I'll go back and get prepared with all of the correct materials. And look at this, doing its job extremely well, getting rid of all of the snow. I love that technique. It is fantastic. And yeah, you can see I've got a lot of slabbing to do. It starts over here. So that's what we're going to do over on this side, and I'll probably like make the wall go all the way over there somewhere, slab a load of that stuff, and I'll show you it when it's done, which will take me a fair amount of time, as you can imagine. Now you've got to see this. I know you can see it up from here, but when you're using the water bucket, when it reconnects with the water from before, it stops it from like disappearing. So you can do this and cover an entire mountain, which is absolutely incredible. Oh my god, that is quite the sight to see. And you know what, if you left a source block at the top, then I do believe that it would all stay there forever, right? Which is what a lot of you have been telling me for some time to do that, and I kind of thought it would be really difficult because of the way that water works, but look at that. I should probably throw an ender pearl up there and leave the water up top, because that might be a lot better than slabbing. Now that I see how easy this actually is, I didn't quite understand before what's going on there. Provided that it also kills all of the grass, because I have seen some grass survive underwater before. Right, here we go, so we can swim up, and this looks to be where the water is disappearing. So as soon as I just start putting it here, then it's going to go down. And actually, if we left the water over the entire thing, we wouldn't have to leave it there, would we? We would just have to make sure that all of the grass had turned to dirt, and then it would have done its job because the grass wouldn't spread back again. Alright, that sounds like an experiment that needs doing. Well, I've just spotted something that may cause us some trouble. You can see some ice over there. We need to put a block above our water sources. We've got a few more over there on that side, but I don't think that's in the snowy area. And there's obviously little patches and stuff everywhere, which can be a little bit of a pain. Areas like this, you know, you put down the water source, and when you remove it, it doesn't connect back again. But this seems like the way to go, but at the moment I'm waiting for it to turn to night, because as you can see, the grass is sort of staying below the water, and what I've discovered is that you need the water to be too deep for it to adjust the light level. I'm assuming it's the light level that's doing it. So if we go further up here, whenever it drops over a steep slope, you usually find dirt below it, and it's probably a fair bit further up than I thought it was. That right there looks like where we might see some dirt. Here you go. So where it starts to get a little bit steeper, it affects the light level enough for it to turn to night. Turn to dirt. So at night time, it might be that the rest of this stuff turns over as well, which could turn it all to dirt, and then using this technique that we're doing here, we could turn it to dirt, and then we wouldn't have to slab it. And this is definitely quicker than any other method. Oh, that shouldn't have turned... Oh, it had water underneath it, so it treated it, yeah, like it was a block. You know, the water is a block, so to speak. Alright, and let's put it over these two sources as well, just in case. So yeah, waiting for it to turn to night, and then if it all turns to dirt and we can remove it safely, then I think we've got ourselves the technique that will be the most efficient to get us to remove all of the grass. Hey look, I found Reuben. Hi. Unfortunately, we don't want any animals in the spawn chunks. I'm sorry, guys. I know. It's just a game! Calm down. Don't go crazy in the comments. Yeah, I found these guys hiding down here in a little cave. And by the way, it's been nighttime for a few times now because I've been AFK for a while, doing some other things. And it's actually really hard to see. It looks like it's all turned to dirt, to be fair, which is a really good sign. And I think what I'm going to do is run the risk of removing the water and hoping that all of it has been turned to dirt. Obviously, I've got some bits over here I need to take care of a little better, but I think that's the way to go then. That looks like a fantastic technique, and one that you guys have been telling me about, but I didn't quite understand how simple it was and how the water would spread out like this. Also, my water's gone from over there, and that's because that has frozen to ice. Let's go take care of that, and I'll convert this over. Hopefully if we put the water down on this bit, it will turn to dirt quickly. But yeah, let's give this a try. let's try and remove all the water and hopefully the grass won't spread. So that big glob of land, oh look at this, go away! Mobs, so annoying, aren't they? That big glob of land over in that direction has been done, and so I looked for another bit of land to do so that we could like remove the water and watch it all fall away, which looked so amazing when I did that over there. Why did I not record that, I said to myself. And you know what, this is going to be, oh here we go, nowhere near amazing as that site over there was as well, so we probably won't get to see something quite like that. But in the process of doing this area over here, I've learned that snow is actually really great for doing this stuff, because it allows you to place the water in a way that lets the water spread a lot better. So all of this right here was covered in snow, and then my bit of water at the top turned to ice and it ruined everything that I had done over here. So all of this was covered. You can see now that it's night, starting to turn to dirt. So let's compare. If we put water there, it flows out to this side, then we remove it, it leaves a little gap. If we put down a snow layer and put the water on top of it, it removes the snow layer and it spreads out just a little bit further because the water's up here and it tries to go out in 4 ways. Now there will be spots where it can't get to because the reach isn't as far when the water's removed. That actually did nothing that time, didn't it? Either way, I've crafted myself some snow layers, which is going to help with the process of covering this all up. So what we'll probably do is focus on this side over here. Now this goes out into the lazy chunks. I need to work on the border that goes all the way around to tell us where that is. And I think what we'll do is remove the one block that we've got up there. We've got another one over there. Throw an ender pearl down and watch it all disappear from the mountainside. But of course, first of all, I want to make sure that the entire thing is covered. So we're going to go around doing this over and over again, making sure that we get every little gap. There you go. Now it's spread over into this area. We can do the same thing here as well. And yeah, it's a pretty good technique, isn't it? So it turns out that a really great way to cover a massive area and get rid of all of the grass there is with snow layers and water buckets, which is quite unusual. But there you go, a good use of some of the blocks in the game, I guess you could say. Right, so I'll get this thing covered, then we'll be hopping down there and having a look at it. How much time do we have? Plenty. I really hope this works. Also had the really clever idea, we should have thought of this earlier, of just building like a little ridge and letting the water fall off of it, because when you take away the source block, then it all goes. And yeah, we're just learning thing after thing here now, really, aren't we? So we're going to grab that, then we're going to ender pearl up there. Somewhere around there is the next, oh my god, because there's 2 in total to remove. Next source block. I tend to talk and not finish my sentences a lot, don't I? And now we get to throw an ender pearl down there and have a look at the wonderful, amazing view. Bam! On top of a tree, so we should be nice and safe from mobs. And there you go. Unfortunately, I have missed a couple of... Oh, it was nice and moody, and now it's daytime. Actually, it's probably a lot better for you guys, isn't it? So, I forgot to remove the source block from that one, I think. You can see my little bridge up there. The water went away from it, but I forgot about that one there. And so, we're not going to see the water come down. Plus, I've missed a few spots. Oh well, let's try again. So, the footage you're watching right now is sped up. I got all the way over there. Started talking about watching the water go down, and then I realised that it was incredibly slow. So I stood there for a while and I thought, right, when we get back to the video editor, I'm going to speed that one up and talk over the top of it, which is what I'm doing right now. And now it should fade to me over here in the spawn chunks, and we're up here in the sky because I am with the camera account in spectator mode, and I want to show you what we've done. So over here, all of this area turned to dirt. Really effective way of doing that. There was the occasional spot that got missed and was still grass, and speaking of which, apparently I missed another one, and I'm going to have to rush back over here and sort that out as quick as I can. God, it just takes one block, you miss one. There I was actually quite confident that I got them all, and apparently not, so I've got to rush back over there and sort that out. And I guess it's a good idea to check while we're up here on the other areas that we did. So this bit over here as well, is it me or is the area not loading? No, it just looks really different when you have night vision on, because there's no dark areas. So we did all of this over here, all of that down there. If we fly around to this side, you can see some of the progress that I've made over here, and have since been working on the wall. And my plan kind of was to end up with having the wall done around the entire area. but that's not going to be so I'm just going to show you what I've managed to do because I've run out of time. But of course now I've got to rush back over to the spawn chunks and sort out those blocks over there. And there you go, and we've done all of that bit down there. So we have done a tremendous amount this episode. We've discovered some really good methods for doing this, and we are getting closer and closer. I think next time I have a stab at doing this area, we'll probably have gotten rid of all the grass inside the spawn chunks, like the central area, and then it's just the lazy chunks behind to do. So it's definitely going well. And progress, progress is progress. It's underway. Anyway, that's going to be it from it. Blah, 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 blah. That's going to be it from me this episode. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. As always, thank you for the support on the videos. And I'll see you in the next episode. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.